What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the KBR show. This is yours truly, King Buddy Ray. It's been a busy last week. Had some rain last week, but we had some ball to catch up on, a lot of sports to catch up on, and another positive thought coming your way, of course, as always. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I've last been on. Been busy. Lots of ball games for the Bucks, lots of family stuff, lots of heat, and just busy. So sorry, it's been a little bit since I have been on. I have missed doing this in the last week, so I'm gonna come back to you today. We're gonna start with what ended on Sunday evening, the NBA Finals. It was Game 7. The Thunder won Game 5, of course. The last game we touched back up on was Game 4. The Thunder won Game 5. And then the Pacers won Game 6 with an injured Therese Halliburton. Jalen Williams had a huge Game 5, dropped a 40-piece chicken nugget is what I like to call those, a 40-piece there. SGA dropped a 30-piece in that game, but Game 6, they didn't really do much. It's almost like they wanted to win at home, is what some thought. That's what I personally thought. But we are going to jump ahead to Game 7. This was the 20th Game 7 of the NBA Finals history. The road team, poor Pacers fans here, had only won 4 total times going into that game. Will SGA show up? Will J. Will show up? Will the bench be productive? What happens with the Pacers? Does Halliburton have a game? Does the bench show up for them? Well, 5 minutes in, Halliburton goes down. Ended up being a torn Achilles. You could kind of tell it was a torn something. When he fell, he just smacked the floor. Poor guy. And he was on fire. First 5 minutes of the game, he hit 3 threes. Was 3 of 4 from 3 to start the game. And Pacers fans, you're happy, but that kind of done. Thunder, but didn't really strike, though. They didn't really take advantage of that until the fourth quarter. They didn't really take advantage. It was back and forth. The Pacers actually had the lead at the half by 1, 48-47 at the half. The biggest thing for OKC, though, was their defense showed up. Casey Wallace, they went small, put him back into the game, and played with him and Jay Will. They didn't really play with a big either a lot in the first half there. Really aggressive on the defense, up and in the Pacers. Benedict Mathurin got more minutes. He was a little more productive. Andrew Nembhard got some minutes at the point guard position. Poor guy had to play point guard a little bit and guard the best player in the NBA in SGA. TJ McConnell had some extended minutes and played well as well. But the Pacers just couldn't get it done. At halftime, you're happy if you're a Pacers fan. You're a little worried if you're a Thunder fan. At half, Pascal had 10 points. Andrew Nembhard had 9 points. TJ McConnell had 4 points, but 3 boards and 3 assists as well. And he had 3 steals. And all those were off inbounds passes. So Thunder had to be a little more careful in the inbounds pass. The Pacers at the half were shooting 42% and 50% from deep. So you're happy there. The Thunder, Chet and Jay Will had a slow first half. Chet Holmgren had 5 points. Jalen Williams had 5 points. SGA was really the only big piece, 16.7 assists and 4 boards, so he was on pace for a triple-double on 5 of 12. Alex Caruso had 8 points off the bench. Wallace didn't have any points off the bench, but he was very key defensively off the bench for the Thunder in the first half. OKC starters were only 1 of 10 from deep in the first half. They weren't really doing much from deep. And then changes in the third quarter happened. Benedict Mathurin started. TJ McConnell did not. SGA needed help. Alex Caruso also started the second half. That was a big key move, I think. An extra defender out there to stop the Pacers from pushing pace, and they did. He shut down McConnell and the rest of the Pacers for the majority of it. They come out and hit 3 straight threes, up 9. Boom, quick. In the first minute and a half in the third quarter. So, poor Pacers fans there. Called a timeout. No one really did anything in the second or the third quarter except for TJ McConnell. He had 10 straight points in the second quarter, kind of keeping the Thunder in it, keeping the lead at 8. And that's as close as they got the rest of the game. The Thunder were up 13 after 3, and it did not go down from there. TJ McConnell was the only Pacer to score in about a 10-minute time frame from about 4 minutes left in the third quarter to about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He was the only Pacer to score. The Thunder went on a 19-2 run from the end of the third into the fourth quarter, went on a 19-2 run. Those 2 points were by TJ McConnell. And they went up 22 and did not look back from there. The benches did clear eventually around the 3-minute mark. Carl waved a white flag and said, "I've had enough. I am done." The final ended up being 103 Oklahoma City, 93 for the Pacers. So the Thunder get it done. Trust the process. Trust their draft process, and they win. Can a dynasty be formed? It's the seventh different champion in the last 7 years. I saw something really cool the other day that I want to point out. In 30 years under David Stern, he had 8 different champions in 30 years. In the last 12 years under Adam Silver, we've had 9. So no more building dynasties, no more Kobe and Shaq building together, LeBron and his crew, if you want to go there, the Duncan and the Spur days, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and all those crews. It's a different team every year, which is good. But some people would say it's team hopping. But we're gonna touch back on that in a second. We're gonna go over the stats. Pascal Siakam had a bad second half. He had 16 points for the whole game. Aaron Nesmith struggled. He only had 3, and he took about 8 shots. He was like 1 of 8. Andrew Nembhard had 15. The biggest stat, though, was 0 of 4 from deep for Andrew Nembhard. TJ McConnell had 6 points. Bennedict Mathurin had 24 points, but the Pacers alone had 22 turnovers. Toppin had no points. That's also big. He's been productive, especially in Game 6 and in Games 4 and 5. He was productive as well. He had no points, so very big there. Thunder defense showed up, forced 22 turnovers. The Pacers ended up 39% from deep and 41% from the field. The Thunder, Chet and Jay Will had a big second half. Chet ended with 18 points, 8 boards, and 6 blocks. Jalen Williams had 20 points on 4 boards and 4 assists. Big second half from both of those men there. SGA had 29 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, and only 1 turnover. Very big there. The bench was big. Cason Wallace, huge on defense. Alex Caruso had 10 total points. They shot 40% from the floor and 27% from deep. Thunder win the first ever championship. Early odds for next year are the Thunder, but as we know, it will probably be a different champion. Bigger news on the NBA front. Kevin Durant actually on Sunday noticed that he got traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green and some draft picks there. Went to the Rockets. What else went there? Let's pull that up real quick. I sent a message to somebody. Can't remember. It was for Jalen Green and some draft picks. So, good job to the Rockets there. But is that enough? Suns, you got 3 shooting guards that can shoot, but you don't have much defense, so you're going to need some help there. There were some other big moves in the NBA in the last couple of days. Boston's starting to unload some of that tax there and starting to free up the luxury tax there. Kristaps Porzingis is now a Atlanta Hawk with Trae Young. Anthony Simons went to Boston. Drew Holiday went back to Portland for the second time. Maybe he'll get traded out again like he has before when the Pelicans traded him and then the Bucks picked him up type of thing. Maybe not. We'll see. His defense is killer. Yeah, he's getting older, but his defense is still top-notch, top tier. So the Thunder unloaded the Celtics unloaded 2 of their stars. Do they unload Jaylen Brown? Do they do a total rebuild? Sit out a year, let Jason Tatum heal from that Achilles tear? What happens? Should be interesting. There's some big news still on the front. What does Giannis do? Does he stay? The East is wide open. If you are a team in the East, like the Detroit Pistons or the New York Knicks, you're excited this next year. You got Tyrese Halliburton's gone for the year, most likely, with a torn Achilles. They're done. Damian Lillard The Bucks are probably done, especially if Giannis leaves. If Giannis stays, they may have a shot. Boston's done. Jason Tatum, all number zeros. I don't think it's a coincidence. Some people think it is. Some people think it's playing too much games. Why these people torn Achilles? But if you pay attention to how many games actually played, stop that nonsense. But if you're in the East, you're happy. That's why I'm shocked Kevin Durant went to the West, the loaded West, with the Thunder, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the list goes on and on and on over there in the West. There's 8 teams that could easily win it every year in the West. But you're in the East, you're happy. The Knicks, do they make a move? First, they got to find a coach, but do they trust who they have and just let the bench play, unlike Tom Thibodeau did? What happens there? Or do the Knicks go after Giannis? Or does Giannis go to the Celtics with the freed up money that they freed up getting rid of Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis? Tingus Pingus is what some people call him. But what happens? So very fun NBA offseason. Should be a fun NBA season next season. For the next 2 months, we got nothing on the men's front except for major sports-wise, obviously, except for baseball. So if you're a baseball fan, congrats. It's yours now. You've got the Wimbledon starting next week. You've got the Tour de France starting in a week and a half on the July 5th, the following Saturday. You've got some sports coming, but the main sport is baseball for the next 2 months until NFL hits their spring training, which everyone knows the major sports are baseball, football, basketball, a few major sports. So, but basketball should be fun next year. Great NBA season ratings wise, great playoffs, great finals, even with just 2 lower market teams. Very great there. So it should be a fun offseason. What does Giannis do? What do the Celtics do? What do the Knicks do? Those are the biggest 3 question marks. Do the Lakers go after a big? Do the Mavs draft Cooper Flag? The draft is this week. Do they draft Cooper Flag? If not, Nico, you better run. I think they do. Trust that there. But can they keep Daniel Gafford, P.J. Washington, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, and Kyrie Irving, who just signed a 3-year deal there? Mavs, healthy Mavs team could be dangerous even without Cooper Flag. You add Cooper Flag to the mix. I'm not the biggest Cooper Flag fan. I don't think he's the next thing like everyone else does. I don't think his game translates to the NBA that well. Come at me if you want, but I don't think it translates that well to the NBA. But we will see. So now we're going to transition to baseball. Congrats to the Oklahoma City Thunder again on winning a championship. Will you be back? We will see. If I had to pick an early pick for next year before all these moves happen, it really depends on who the Knicks sign as a coach and do they make a move. But if I had to make an early pick for next season, coming out of the West, I think the Timberwolves get it done. I think they sign a piece here or there, make a trade, make it happen. The Timberwolves come out of the West, early pick before anything goes down. Obviously, this is subject to change depending on what happens with Giannis and different things. Do the Lakers sign somebody? As everyone knows, I'm a big Lakers fan. What happens there? And then coming out the East, oh, Lord, there's 3 teams that are injured. They're all out. Hot take. I got the Pistons, unless the Knicks do something. I got the Pistons and Cade Cunningham and the boys there. I got the Pistons coming out of the East. Early pick there. Early pick. But now we're going to transition to baseball. RCBL back in action after some rainouts, after some rain. There's a lot of teams playing 6 games in 7 days. I think Bridgewater plays 8 and 9 days because they haven't played in the last 2 weeks. The Bucks didn't really have that many rainouts. They've got 3 games over the next 3 days. They played on Monday and they play again on Sunday after having Saturday off. But we're going to start with the Bucks and recapping the Bucks game on Monday. Let me pull up some stuff here first. Let me pull up some standings. Some standings before we get into the Bucks game. The Bucks are on top, 8-2. They have won their last 4 games. Bridgewater is 6-2. Massanutten is 6-2. Then you fall a little bit. Grottoes is 6-5. Broadway Bruins is 6-5. Surstraff's 4-7. Montezuma's 4-8. Finally got a win last night. And then Elkton is 2-11. Montezuma had lost I think it was 7 in a row. before last night against Broadway. So very tight up at the top with the Bucks and the Reds, but the Bucks hold the 2-1 tiebreaker against the Reds. So big for the Bucks there. So we're going to start with a Monday recap. Clover Hill traveled to Rutan Park in Montezuma, coming out with a 13-0 win. Got on the board early, and I mean early and often. They started 6-0. Home run courtesy of Christian Flip. Harris 3-run shot. Reed Long went the distance and set the tone for the pitching staff for the week for the Bucks. You got 5 games in 7 days. You had a game on Monday. You got 3 over the next 3 games at home in the heat. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you go to Elkton. Reed Long set the tone and went all 7 innings because it was a slaughter rule, allowing only 1 walk on 10 strikeouts and only 4 hits allowed. The Bucks batters, they forced 12 walks out of the Montezuma Braves pitching staff. Kevin Nevado led the way, 2 for 3. Nick Stavros was 1 for 2. Josh Eberle, or Jeb, was 1 for 1 with 2 walks. Luke Shiflett had a single. Tumacek extended the lead late in the 7th inning. Took it from 11-13. Had a 2-run double. Again, the Bucks came to play. Reed Long, 10 Ks. The Bucks hitters, and a lot of hitters played. We had Grady Bowman, a rookie, come in, played left field. We had Luke Tumacek came in, Brooks Bowman came in, Jose Roca, Gachi Cano, Kyle Eagle, first time of the year there, came in. So everyone but Kevin Nevado, Reed Long, and Anthony Archie Elio. We had 6 subs in that game. So Reed Long, shout out to you, sir. Killer performance. We'll tell you that tonight if you're at the game as well. So the Bucks are in action tonight against Stuart Straft, tomorrow against Broadway, and Friday against Gratos, or as what I call them as Gross Toes, on Friday. So 3 games in 3 days. Three games in 3 days there, and then they'll be at Oakland on Sunday. So very awesome. Other RCBL notes from earlier this week. Bridgewater has won their last 2 games this week. They beat Broadway on Monday, and then they beat Gratos last night after Gratos threatened in the 9th, but couldn't get it done. They beat Gratos 10-7 last night. Other RCBL news today. Massanutten will be at Montezuma. Tomorrow, the Reds will be at Stuart Straft. And on Friday, the Reds will be at Montezuma, and then Elkton will be at Stuart Straft on Friday. I'll probably do another podcast late Friday night after the game, or Saturday morning before I head to the lake. It's probably when I will do the next one. So if you're a baseball fan, you don't mind getting out in the heat, these games are free, courtesy of local businesses. Tonight's game is sponsored by Bridgewater College for the Bucks, because we've got quite a few Bridgewater College boys on the team, past, current, as well, and future as well. So thank you to Bridgewater College for sponsoring the Bucks game tonight and allowing all of our fans in for free. Come out to the Buck Dome, the Clover Dome, Buck Bowman Park out in Clover Hill. It's going to be a hot one, but luckily we do not start until the sun is majority of the way down, unless you're up in the press box like myself. It's brutal for the first 2 innings, but it's okay. I got a cold towel. I've got it in the freezer right now, actually getting cold for me for the game tonight, so it should be a fun one there. If you like baseball, come out and check it out. Should be fun. Very competitive week this week for all the way across the county league. Can the Bucks hold on to their first place spot? Can the Reds come up? Do the Reds have the pitching for the next 8 or 9 days? We'll see. We will see. There should be a fun one there. We'll do a recap of the Wednesday through Friday games on Saturday or on Sunday. Depends what I'm feeling. Now we'll transition over to Major League Baseball. Rafael Devers to the Giants for basically nobody. Poor Red Sox fans. You had a killer big 3 in Devers, Bogarts, and Betts, and they're all gone over the last 5 years. Poor Red Sox fans. But hey, we'll see what happens. Does he help the Giants? We will see. Shohei had another big outing. with 1 inning, but much better this time around compared to his first one. The Reds last night beat the Yankees in 11 innings. They've won the first 2. My Yankees are struggling. We've lost like 7 out of our last 10. So not very good, but somehow still in the power rankings. Top 5 power rankings. Tigers stay number 1. Dodgers move up from 3rd, get the 2nd spot. The Philadelphia Phillies moved up from the 7th spot, taking the 3 spot. The Cubs stay put at the 4th. The Yankees are 5th somehow. And the Mets are struggling a little bit more than the Yankees are, and they move from 2 to 6 there. So it should be a good week in Major League Baseball. We got the All-Star game coming up in a couple weeks. We're right at the hot time of the year for baseball. It's a tight race. Who wins? We shall see. So if you're a Major League Baseball fan, there's lots of things happening. The trade deadline's coming up in July. Does Paul Skeens go somewhere? Does Boston unload some of their young talent? We will see what happens there. There's a lot of moving pieces. Cal Raleigh is probably the hottest hitter in baseball right now. And Judge, he's kind of slowed down a little bit. He's still on pace for a decent year, but he has slowed down in the last week and a half. So, other sports news we touched on earlier. Wimbledon starts this Sunday. Tour de France, if you're into biking like myself, starts next Saturday, July 5th. And that is a fun one. Good thing to listen to during the day or watch while you're chilling at your house in the evening. That's what I normally do. I normally rewatch it. It goes live at like 6 our time, but I normally just rewatch it in the evening. So it should be a fun one there. I'll do some recaps on baseball on Saturday, both for Major League and County League Baseball. But now to your positive thought of the day. Go be you. We've talked about that. But also, go love one another. The world nowadays has so much hate, so much dislike, so much disagreeing, so much judgment. Go love one another. Go love on somebody today. Go love on your neighbor. Go love on your spouse. Go love on your brother that you may not love always because he drives you nuts. No, Ryan, you do not drive me nuts. That is not towards you. I love you very dearly. But go love on one another. Go do something nice for somebody. Whether it's you're in the drive-thru line at McDonald's getting a sweet tea because it's hot outside and you see the car behind you. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're not. But brighten their day anyways. Pay for their meal. Pay it forward. Hold a door for someone at Walmart is my go-to. You never know how much that touches somebody. They could be having an awful day and you hold the door for them and say, don't say a word. But they say thanks. And you put a smile on their face. Go do something nice for someone. Go love one another. Go be you. If you've had a bad week, maybe because of the heat, maybe because of something else happened, let it go. Think about positivity. Think about exploring more into the rest of the week. It can be different. Do not be negative. Do not get down. It will get better. I promise. You think positive, more times than not, positive is going to happen. Even if it is negative, you'll attack it with a positivity and be able to go win and go be kind. If you're searching for goals and you're shooting for goals, remember, never give up, never quit, because quitters never win, and winners never quit. So go be you, go win, go love one another, go do something nice for someone today. Go put a smile on somebody's face. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of the KBR Show. This is yours truly, King Buddy Ray. There's lots to do this week, but stay hydrated. Cool down every now and again. If you go watch some baseball, go have some fun. I will see you guys on either Friday night or Saturday. And until next time, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the KBR Show. This is yours truly, King Buddy Ray. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. And as always, go Bucks.